Welcome in Budapest. How are you feeling tonight?
Feeling amazing.
Yeah.
Really glad to be back.
Incredible. It's nice to get. It's always good to come back here. How are you feeling, James?
Great, man. I'm a little tired. They said it. We love Budapest. We love coming here.
What's happening with the foreign beggars at the moment? Can you tell us a little bit?
All kinds of craziness, really. So we're just spending a lot of time in the studio. Coming up towards the end of the year, but we're still going to keep pushing it till the end of the year, pretty much. Yeah, just lots of studio work, really. Just getting ready for 2017. We've done a couple of cool collaborations. Yeah, just I don't want to give away too much, you know what I'm saying, because it's like it's going to wait and let the surprise happen. But yeah, just lots of new music and new plans for a new show.
So you're working on a new album now?
Something like that.
Yeah, we've got plans. We've got plans for 2017.
There we go.
How about we just leave it there? Yeah, no, we're working on. It's been a while. We haven't since we released something, so we're going in at the moment. We're enjoying it, and we should have some special stuff ready for people next year.
Is there going to be a new I'm Legion album, or was it just a one-time occasion with the Noisy guys?
I'm Legion was a very special project, and it's something that happened over a long period of time. So we were doing all the recording sessions for that for like a period of like 5 or 6 years, and then at the tail end of it we did a few extra tunes and we put the whole thing together as a release. But we haven't been doing that since that album came out, so I can't say it's on the cards at the moment. That said, who knows what can happen in the future, but right now it's not really in the focus. Right now we're focusing on foreign beggars.
You contributed to make the BREP application, which is kind of an Instagram for MCs and producers.
Yeah.
Do you know about any collaboration which was made through the app?
Oh yeah, there's been quite a few actually. This girl called Shady, she found about 4 or 5 producers for her album. She's a rapper in the UK. There's a guy called LRD who's been collaborating with all sorts of people. I think he's got almost like an album's worth of material already of people that he's met through the BRAP platform. I mean, all of the collaboration that happens are like little mini collaborations, but in terms of collaborations turning into records, I think I don't know. I've seen so many. I just can't remember them off the top of my dome. You know what I mean? I think like us as foreign beggars, we found a couple of interesting people to work with. I found this artist called Physics, who's a rapper from Scotland. Found this producer called Conscious 141, who's an incredible producer from Scotland. They're part of the same crew. This guy called Everin Low, aka Chiba Hawk. It's amazing. It's just every day you're just seeing new producers just flinging crazy beats up, and then new artists from all over the world. Like we're seeing artists in 90 countries collaborating with each other. So it's cool. You got like rappers in Singapore and then producers in Texas. It's cool.
How do you see the future of the application?
Just grows really. I mean, I think I'd like to see a lot more people using it. I'd like to see it get into the psyche of every aspiring artist in the world and become a real platform for collaboration. I'd like to see a lot of bigger artists using it and understanding that they can discover artists through this platform, record labels. Yeah, just like to see it as a massive ecosystem of artists collaborating with each other and discovering and connecting.
Are there any producers with who you haven't collaborated yet but you want to work with?
That we want to work with?
Oh man, there's an endless list of producers that I'd love to work with, for sure.
Yeah.
Alright. How do you see the current state of the British hip hop?
Right now, I think it's the strongest it's ever been. Like right now, British hip hop and its relevant art forms in the UK is some of the most exciting and strongest moving music on the face of the earth. Like yesterday, for example, Skepta, he sold out Ali Pali. You know what I'm saying? Last time I saw Ali Pali was The Darkness. So that's a huge stadium. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a monumental moment for and not only that, like that was happening in Ali Pali, and in O2 there was a big grime event there. Like all the other MCs were at the O2, so it's like 2 of the biggest venues in London, packing out grime, And I think right now, like you see, there's artists I'm hearing about who've got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers and selling records and going gold and platinum. And I think the UK, out of all of the countries in the world, especially in Europe, this is the last country to have its own kind of rap superstars, like whether it's Germany or France or even Estonia, Lithuania, you know what I'm saying? They've all kind of supported their own MCs and local art form, the local rap movements. And even from like 20 years ago, you see rappers coming to the top of the charts, whereas in the UK there's been a very kind of different political game being played by, it's not necessarily an intentional game or whatever, or not some kind of conspiracy bullshit, but there's a lot more people with a lot more influence, let's say, in the UK, so certain music didn't get through to the top. But it's just become a force to be reckoned with, and like now, it's a real viable option for any kid from anywhere. This is a real alternative to going out and selling drugs or doing some crazy shit to survive. You can actually make music and tour the world for the rest of your life and become a successful artist as a British rapper.
And there's never been as much variety as well. We were on a car journey to the last show we did in Wales yesterday, and we're playing music, and like I would play something I'd never heard before. I'll play something Eva I'd never heard before. There's so many different. Even the driver, he was just like, "Yo, have you heard this guy? What's his name?"
Oscar Walpies.
Oscar Walpies. I'd never heard of him.
Same, I'd never heard
of this guy, and he was sick. So there's the amount of range of different artists there are out there. There's something, there's whatever you're into. Even for example, a guy we know well, Rag and Bone Man, who he's been friends with a lot of the hip hop guys. Hip hop has always been a part of what he does, even though he's a singer songwriter. And he's in the charts now, and he's a big part of him is because of the UK hip hop scene. So.
Do you think it can compete with the American hip hop scene?
It's just different. I don't think it's like, the UK rap scene is kind of interesting because there's different scenes within the scene, There's there's the boom bap style stuff. A lot of them never heard of half of these other road rap guys or these other grime guys. There's lots of people doing things. And I don't think it's a thing of it competing with that, because that's like saying okay, look how much money is in the entire music business in the UK that's generated in the UK, and look how much money is in the entire music business generated by the music business in America. So it's like, if we're talking about competing, it's like it's just America has like 70, 80 markets. And if you become national figure in America, that means you're fucking huge, and that also means you're going around the world. Whereas in the UK, it's a much smaller place, and also not so many UK artists have gone over to the States and taken their music there. I think as a UK artist, you can go to America and become famous there and travel and tour, but it takes a lot of work to go there. You know what I mean? And a lot of people haven't seen the direct opportunity to be able to do that. But in terms of skill, talent, innovation in the music right now, I'd say it's on par.
At least
just
on
as
the level.
much.
At least
on
that. And the fact is where as English people, when there are Americans that actually think the same. Like, I think there's a creative in everything in life. There's like a creative, there's a peak, and it became. America's been exposed to hip hop culture for so long, and it became popular mainstream culture a long time ago. And it's taken, the journey in our country has been a lot more difficult and complex, I think.
Also, there's a different influence in the UK, which is the rave culture. So, like, the rave culture is something that we have, which they haven't had, in the way that we had it, raving is a fucking thing that you can do on a Wednesday after drinking a pub, Whereas over there, it's like, this thing, you gotta go to EDC and all this shit, It's like, it's very ingrained in, so that's also like with the music as well, do you know what I'm saying? So it's like the jungle, drum and bass music culture, and then, like the early, like everything from like the hardcore days, even the way that MCs came through there, and also like the garage, and then obviously the grime. Grime is a rave music before it's a rap listening to music first, do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that is a different type of energy, and also the fact that grime is like, it's a rave music, but it's also like a very sound system culture music, So it's like, those are two different elements that aren't necessarily present in the US hip hop.
I just think they're two different beasts. You cannot compare. Yeah. You cannot compare the UK like rap kind of scene with the American one. It's two completely different animals.
But also, in the States, like you've got like the down south shit, like that super trap shit. Then you have like the old school boom bap, and you have the new boom bap revival. Then you have like boom bap. You have so many different types of rap music. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you gonna say like fucking Chief Keef and MF Doom in the same sentence? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you? But I guess you can in certain ways, because there are those artists that connect, but you know, yeah, that's the answer.
What are you doing in your free time when you're not making music?
Spending time with family, making other music that's unrelated to the other music that I make, and playing a little bit of PlayStation, cooking. I don't know, what else?
So that is a bit of sports. I'm producing a lot recently. Just putting the work in the studio, making beats. We have various other little business ventures, like Brap is Pav's thing. We all have various different things that we're involved in. So I think we're kind of lucky because we get to do this, which is what this is our love. We've been doing this for years, and we thrive on this. And also, we have time to do these other little things as well. So.
Obviously, there's a lot of work to do for Brap, being an emerging tech startup. It's a lot of work to do, and also because it's like a social media platform and a music platform, and there's a lot of work to do there. Like, we've started this series called the Brap HD series, so we're dropping 150 freestyle videos this year. So coordinating all of those with artists around the world is something we've been doing. But yeah, just trying to chill, man. I started reading books again, like, yeah, it feels good actually.
That's a good question. I'm going to ask a question. What books are you reading at the moment, Kevin?
Right now?
Yes.
I'm reading a book by Philip K. Dick called The Man in the High Castle. And he's reading it as well. I saw him reading it and I was like, yo, I read that. So we're both reading the same book, like on a school trip or some shit. But what book are you reading?
Oh, it's quite funny you asked that actually, Kevin. I'm reading *Sapiens*. Everyone needs to read that book. It's the history of humans on this planet and how we have arrived here. But not just the genetics and the evolution, which I'm kind of interested in, but the kind of cultural evolution and how our sort of behaviour has influenced. Well, yeah, it's pretty good. *Sapiens*. Can't remember the author.
What kind of memories do you have from Budapest and Hungary?
What kind of memories?
Yeah.
Man, I remember the first time we came out here, I think it was 2010, and I remember when we first went and we played on the A38 boat, and that was amazing. Absolutely love that place. Love the team involved.
Yeah, we played there a few times.
Thomas.
Yeah, man, and like that will always stand out for me. It's like, because just being on that boat and going in the back room and seeing all these like weird little pieces of old engine and shit and whatever.
Yeah, the engine room in the back. I always
just the vibe.
remember that.
Yeah,
you could just put your head out the little thing.
I think one of the first, I had this sick memory from when we played at Seagate Festival. You weren't here, but Kaiser come with us that time. Yeah. And I remember I literally just flew in from Dubai, and then I just got on the plane and came straight here. And I had been away for a little while, and then I took a Barocca before I went on stage. I had some Barocca and some vodka. Anyway, yeah, this is the first time I've seen this shit, man. I remember seeing when we were coming on stage with Nones was playing, and they opened the doors at the back, and then watching everybody just come running to the front, like literally the whole hangar filled up in 10 minutes, and kids running to the front like it was a fucking Metallica concert or something. I was like, wow. And then literally 2-3 tracks in, the whole place was just jumping, and yeah, that was one of the craziest shows. I think I'll never forget that.
Seagate is one of our favourite festivals, no doubt. But I was actually, when I walked in this room, and it's a very light room in here, and it reminded me of me and Ebo actually one time. We had a show, I think it was at A38, we had like a little afternoon off, so we decided to go to one of your famous bathing houses, and we didn't really understand fully the implications of basically...
Of the words apron and day.
Apron, day,
but
we didn't
let's
know.
just say...
Me and Eba got real close that day, man, and kind of walked in and they said, here's your aprons, and then we had a it was an interesting bathing experience.